What is up, everybody? Tyler here with TCG University for the card game UniVersus, and today I'm going to be showing you my Chaos Erron Black deck profile. Now, this is the decks that we built for the Budget Beatdown Season 3 Campus Championship, one where the whole goal was to keep every deck under $50 while looking at Rochester CGG prices. So that was the goal. That is what we did. And the idea behind it is sort of to make a cheaper deck for people who are just getting into the game and don't want to spend a whole lot of money, or to show that like you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to have a workable deck, and it's sort of like a starting off point. So that's what the idea behind all of these are. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, so first off, let's talk about Erron Black a little bit. So Erron Black says that once per turn you get to add two low attacks from your card pool to your momentum for free, and then whenever your low attack deals damage, you get to commit one of your opponent's foundations. You get to pick it. So clearly, Erron Black wants to deal with a lot of low attacks. The problem with that right now is there aren't a whole ton of really good low attacks, especially if you want to keep the deck under $50. So this deck's attack lineup is a little wonky, but I just want to say this right off the bat. Erron Black in the current game is not amazing. So if you're thinking about playing him, just know that you might have a little bit of a harder time. He's sort of like a C tier character. And I think that is only because under all three of his symbols, he doesn't have a lot of really powerful low attacks to play with right now. This is to say, though, that when My Hero comes out and any set after that until this character rotates, if Air or Chaos get some really nutty stuff, this character can actually be like a really good guy to play with. All it requires, I think, is some really good low attacks that have like some consistent draw. Like Hyper Bomb in him is pretty good under Chaos, but it's not consistent enough because it just means that your opponent blocks it, and that doesn't matter, right? So some nutty low attacks that are like really free can like go a long way with this guy. So that's sort of just like a warning for everybody who wants to play him that in the current meta, he's not amazing. But if you just want to play tabletop, you have kitchen table UFS or UniVersus, I guess. He's a fun character, and if Chaos and Air get better in the future, I think it's going to be great. But with that, let's hop into the attacks. The attack lineup is fairly wonky, as I said earlier, so everything's got to be a low block. And what I kind of wanted was to see if this, what's it called? It's Absinthe, or yeah, Absinthe. That's Absinthen. Absinthenero. I think that's how it's pronounced. I don't really know. I wanted to play off this card and see if it was any good. With its combo enhance, remove the top two cards of your opponent's discard pile, get an enhance on one of the removed cards. It's not that great, unfortunately. I wanted it to be, but it wasn't. So the idea was that I want to play a lot of ranged attacks that are all lows, and then this card will get value, and hopefully I'll be able to do something nutty. But it never really came into play, unfortunately. That's just not like a strong enough ability, and I can't really control it. So a lot of the time I just removed foundations that didn't let me do anything. So kind of sucks, but what are you going to do? That being said, though, this is a real cool range deck. Sand Grenade, great in him. I was always able to give this like powerful +5 to its powerful rating, making it powerful 7. Yeah, I'll discard one of the momentum that I added in just a second ago for a +7 damage. That's totally cool. Especially after committing foundations. This card I actually think isn't that bad. I think I got a lot more respect for this card. If it wasn't a 2-check, I'd consider playing it in something else. But as it is, it's not amazing. But again, once some nuttier low attacks get in the game, I think it could really shine. Surprise Soul Flash, another card I was playing. It's Sometimes being able to seal something that your opponent blocks with is pretty all right. Or if you block with it, you can seal. Uh, yeah, never mind. It's only on your turn that it really works. But sometimes being able to seal a block, like something that's going to reversal you, or do anything like that, or something that while it's in the card pool messes you up, it's pretty all right. And it's giving +1 damage to the Absinthin arrow, so it's not the worst. It's not the worst. Just another cool range attack for that to play with. This card, though, I like this card a lot. And if I was a better player, I'd probably be able to use it better. Spoiler alert for the campus championship. But being you get momentum so easily, so it's super like easy just to be like, well, I have a bunch of momentum. I'll multiple to this card, or just multiple one this card and bring that multiple down for +5 damage on this, so that I can kind of just like make you deal with this attack and then uh, kill you in my later string with stun grenade, and having multiple 3 out and committing a bunch of their foundations isn't bad either. Like this, they're never going to want to block it because it's 1 damage, so who would want to block it? Just to make sure that you don't commit a foundation. You know, it's easy to start committing the stuff that you don't want ready for the big attack at the end. And then we have Spawning Puddle. This is just a little bit of defense in the deck. Gain 2, discard a momentum that is extremely easy to get. Gain another 2. And then, like, yeah, they might block it, but if they block this, they're not going to block something later. Or they'll at least take damage from this, and the stun grenade then just gets to go off, right? It's not strong enough for them to want to deal with it, and it just gains you 4 vitality. So it's not the worst. Like I said, I was trying to work off of a bad attack, so this attack lineup is a little bit wonky. But if you want to play around with Erron Black, you got to play around with some not amazing cards. Unfortunately, right now, especially at least under Chaos, trying to keep it under $50. Anyways, that's my attack lineup. I'm done bitching about that. Next, I'm going to be talking about this group of foundations, which I like to call just my little helpers. First of my little helpers is Dreaming of Becoming Whole. It's very easy to get momentum in this deck. And this thing, discard momentum, making sure that my stun grenade goes off at the end of the chain, and then readying all these up is pretty all right, and not having to worry about playing a 5 difficulty foundation or 5 difficulty attack after you have 2 attacks in your card pool really helps a lot in this deck. Stun grenade is the big killer, and being able to play it after whatever, and then adding those attacks in your momentum to kill them with the stun grenade that's coming out right now, it's pretty all right, And lastly, of my little helpers, it's only two foundations, is my Bug Zapper. Again, it's very easy to get momentum in this deck, so this counting as multiple foundations whenever you check bad is pretty all right, I can very easily give like +3 to my check and only have to commit 1 foundation for it. And sometimes if I need that momentum to get the little bit of damage out at the very end, I can add this in whenever I check an attack, Just a little bit extra inside of the deck. Next is going to be my aggressive foundations. So Sharpshooter. All these attacks kind of suck. So being able to give them 1/1 and powerful 2 for however many of these I have out is pretty all right. Again, it's multiple is momentum is very easy to get. So a bunch of these means that I can give like 2/2 or 3/3, and they'll all only have powerful 2 once, but I'll discard like 4 momentum from another +6 damage. Not bad at all, especially when I can then play that on my first 2 attacks, and then on the third one get 2 more momentum to give my last thing another powerful 2, and a bunch of other stuff. Definitely a good card in the deck, and the reason why it is as expensive as it is. Next is Called Shot. This is flip. Make sure that I can pass my stun grenade as the 3rd or 4th or 5th attack in my turn, and to make sure that if they do have the low block to stop me from committing a vital foundation, this just says no, I guarantee you get to commit something. And I left my opponent at 1 one of the games, and this would have been real cool to have out to be like, nope, this attack guarantee deals 1 and kills you. So yeah, a little unfortunate, but if that is out, that won't happen to you. Next, again with the gaining momentum extremely easily, Ian Human Speed says that if they do have the low block, you to commit and give +3 speed to something so it doesn't matter. And giving your stun grenade +5 to its powerful rating and then another +3 speed and discarding all your momentum for the kill is good. And multiple of those out, you just guarantee get it out. One True Identity. Not as an expensive card as you would have thought, but it's only one of because it's like an amazing card and being able to like make sure again to pass your checks. This character has to play an attack as the third, play a big attack as the third one for the turn to get full value, sort of. Asterisks. So this just saying that you don't have to worry about that. Very good. This card is like a staple. It's one of the best foundations in the game. On to our defensive foundations, because you got to be able to live. 27 vitality in a 6-hander isn't good anymore. That's on the bit of a lower side. So unpredictable speed, being able to commit lower speed, block something that you need to block is good. Destroy, if you get the chance against a charge or slam attack for a bit of extra speed negation, also works very well. For uniting rebels, getting hit for a bunch and then being able to gain a little bit of it back is pretty all right. It elongates your life a little bit, and it's a 0/6, amazing to check and amazing and very easy to play. Not a problem there, and it's got a mid block, which isn't bad. Extended lifespan. This just says that if they draw cards, you draw cards, making sure that they can't smack you up a whole bunch on their turn. And it's got a 2 mid block, and it's very easy to build. It's a cool little defensive piece, and being able to commit more foundations whenever they flip something of yours is good for, like, again, the stun grenade getting a bunch for its powerful. A little bit of extra Erron Black goes a long way. 4 of the Azure Nightmare. This just says anti-stun, and I can discard cards without blocks, which I don't think there's a whole ton of, but I can discard cards that I don't need to ready it back up to make sure that I'm able to block or to continue out my turn. And, like, if I have this out, it's a little bit of aggressive in this scenario, but I'll discard this foundation that I don't need so that I can guarantee past this stun grenade at the end of the chain. It works very well for that. And again, a 1 difficulty and 6 check means it's super easy to play and amazing in the deck for later on. And then the last foundation is adopted by Sensei. If they pump speed at all, being able to commit flip, give +3 to your next check, it gets around cards that hit their speed, and it's not easy to deal with. It just requires them to have like a speed buff, which isn't always applicable, but if they do, this card works around some of the counters to it. And it has a 2 low block, so it's a pretty alright block for what it is. And there we have it. That is my Erron Black Chaos deck for this week's Budget Beatdown Campus Championship. Like I said earlier, Erron Black, I think, just needs a little bit extra in the low attack department, and I'm really hoping that My Hero Academia and whatever set comes after that really brings that to him. At the time of recording, we don't know any of the cards in that set, so I can't really say yet. But I think that he does have a place. Chaos is one of the symbols that is going to be getting a come up soon, because it's one of the weaker symbols in the game, and they always like to sort of pump up those weaker symbols to get them meta relevant and balance out the game a little bit, making sure that every character sort of has something that they can do under the symbols that they want. And I'm excited to see what they do with this guy, because I think he could get there. He just needs a little bit of a help from Jasco. So hopefully they give that to him. But anyways, if you enjoyed this deck profile, please leave a like, do all the fun stuff. If you want to see this deck in action, check out our Budget Beatdown Season 3 Campus Championship playlist that we have up on the channel. And Again, if you liked it, please leave a like. It's the single best thing that you can do for the channel. It shows YouTube that you like the content that we're providing, and it shows it to other people on the site and helps us grow our channel and hopefully grow the game, because it's a bit of a smaller game, but it's extremely fun, and it's something that helps everybody out. You know, it's great for the community. It's awesome to do. It's free and it's super easy. But enough selling out. If you enjoyed, I'll say it again, I guess. If you enjoyed, leave a like. And with that, thank you all for watching and have a wonderful night.